Welcome to the Soccer Tavern, where we're discussing the history, culture, and philosophy of the beautiful game. My name is Dave, and in this video, we're talking about the history of Sport-Club Freiburg, also called SC Freiburg. Pull up a seat and let's start the discussion. SC Freiburg is located in the central part of the city of Freiburg. Freiburg is located on the very southwestern edge of Germany, close to the border with France and Switzerland. The club currently play in the Bundesliga, and its home ground is called the Schwarzwald-Stadion, which opened in 1954 and holds about 24,000 people. The club is moving to a new 34,700-seater stadium in 2020 in the northern, slightly western part of the city. It is experiencing some opposition from local residents and courts in regards to when games can be played on this, though. That is something to continue following, and we'll link to articles with some more info in the video description. You should definitely check them out. SC Freiburg's creation can be traced back to two clubs formed in 1904. The first club was created by a group of high school students and was named Freiburger Fußballverein 1904. In another part of the city of Freiburg, the club of Schwalbe was formed that same year. Each of those clubs would go through some name changes before they merged in 1912 to become Sport-Club Freiburg. The club would go through many mergers, name changes, and turmoil throughout the two world wars before the club was legally reformed as Sport-Club Freiburg in 1952. Shortly after the club was legally reformed, the soccer portion of the club formed as a separate entity on June 27, 1952. SC Freiburg's main nickname is the Breisgau-Brasilianer in German, or the Brazilians of Breisgau in English. The city of Freiburg's full name is Freiburg im Breisgau, so that's where the Breisgau part of the nickname comes from. The other part of the nickname came from the club's attractive style of play in the 1990s that people often associate with Brazilians. The club has used the same crest since 1958. The bottom right portion of the crest is simply a stylized version of the letters SC and F for Sport-Club Freiburg. The top left portion of the crest is supposed to be the head of a griffin. A griffin is a mythical creature with its top half as an eagle and its bottom half a lion. You can see the griffin featured on the right side of the Baden-Württemberg coat of arms. Baden-Württemberg is the state in Germany where Freiburg is located. It also deserves mention here that the head on Freiburg's crest doesn't really look like the griffin on the Baden-Württemberg coat of arms, but instead looks exceptionally similar to the Ginter brewery logo. The Ginter brewery is based in the city of Freiburg. I'll let you decide for yourself what the inspiration for the animal in the upper left portion of the crest is. Either way, it's remarkable that the club has used the same crest since 1958. Likely the most important day in the club's history was July 1st, 1972, when Achim Stocker became club president after winning an election. At the time, the club was a small amateur club and was not even the biggest club in Freiburg. Stocker went about professionalizing the club and attracting sponsors that were key to the club's survival. Additionally, Stocker appointed Volker Finke as manager in 1991, which was instrumental in getting the club to where it is today. Stocker was president for 37 years and is likely the single most critical person in SC Freiburg's history. The club's new stadium will be on Achim Stocker Straße in his honor, and it all started when he became president on July 1st, 1972. The next event I'd like to highlight came on May 25th, 1993. On this date, SC Freiburg beat Hansa Rostock 1-0 in the 44th matchday of the Zweite Bundesliga season. The result clinched automatic promotion to the Bundesliga for the first time in the club's history. The entire season was incredibly impressive from Freiburg, as the club was in first place from the 7th matchday through the 46th, which was the last day. It was an historic season for the club. The club followed that historic season with an arguably just as memorable one in the 1994-1995 Bundesliga season. In the second match of that season, on August 23, 1994, Freiburg beat German powerhouse club Bayern Munich 5-1. It was one of the most impressive wins in the club's history and worthy of calling out here. It was even more impressive as it wasn't a one-off fluke event that year, with the club finishing in third place in the Bundesliga season. That is its highest ever league finish. The fourth event I'd like to mention happened on September 12, 1995, when SC Freiburg hosted Slavia Prague in the first leg of the first round of the UEFA Cup. Though Freiburg lost the match 2-1, it was the club's first ever match in a European competition. The club wouldn't advance past the first round in this version of the tournament, but it is still an important date in the club's history and worthy of mentioning here. And the final event I'd like to discuss happened on February 26, 2013. Freiburg faced Mainz 05 in the DFB Pokal quarterfinals on this date. Freiburg trailed 2-0 late into the match, but goals in the 86th and 90th minutes forced extra time. Daniel Caligiuri scored the winning goal for Freiburg in the 109th minute of extra time to advance the club to its first ever DFB Pokal semifinal appearance. Freiburg ended up falling 2-1 to Stuttgart in that semifinal match, but this DFB Pokal run was the deepest the club has ever gone in that tournament, which is why I wanted to highlight it here. SC Freiburg's anthem played before home matches is called Badener Lied. It is a song that was first printed in the early 1900s and is about the pride of the former state of Baden, which is now part of Baden-Württemberg. The city of Freiburg is located in this state, and the song specifically highlights Freiburg as the place where wine is grown. I'd like to quickly highlight 7 players from the club's history in this section. First is Joachim Löw. Löw is now famous as the longtime German national team manager, but he is Freiburg's all-time leading goal scorer at time of recording. He played for the club over 3 different stints from 1978 to 1989 while it was in the Zweite Bundesliga, making more than 250 appearances for the club. The next player I'd like to mention is Andreas Zayer, who played for the club from 1989 to 1997, and then again from 1999 until he retired in 2004. Zaire is the club's all-time record appearance holder and was a player for some of the club's best moments. Rodolfo Esteban Cardoso only played with Freiburg for 2 seasons, but he left a lasting impression. Cardoso was the first South American to ever play for the club and was a key attacking midfielder on the Freiburg side that finished 3rd in the Bundesliga in 1995. Alexander Iashvili was a midfielder with Freiburg for 10 years from 1997 to 2007. Iashvili made close to 300 appearances for the club and has the most appearances of any non-German player in Freiburg's history. Soumaila Coulibaly joined the club in 2000 as a 22-year-old. He'd experienced a number of highs and lows with the club as it made a run in the UEFA Cup, suffered relegation, and then was promoted again. Coulibaly would eventually become club captain in 2006 and is a cult hero at the club. Matthias Ginter came through Freiburg's youth academy and joined the first team in 2012. Ginter was only with Freiburg for 2 years, but he won the 2014 World Cup with Germany while he was still a Freiburg player. That makes Matthias Ginter the only player in Freiburg's history to be a World Cup champion while a member of the club. He would join Dortmund shortly after coming back from the World Cup and currently plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach. And lastly, I'd like to highlight Nils Pedersen. Pedersen was loaned to Freiburg in the winter of 2015 and joined the club permanently as it suffered relegation that season. Pedersen was instrumental in leading the club back to the Bundesliga, and he is currently Freiburg's captain. He's also very close to breaking Joachim Löw's all-time scoring record, and Pedersen is well on his way to legendary status with FC Freiburg. I'd like to highlight 2 managers in this section. First is Volker Finke, who took over as manager in 1991 and led the club to the Bundesliga for the first time in 1993. He'd stay at the club for 16 years, leaving in 2007. Finke experienced a number of ups and downs with Freiburg, including 3 promotions, 3 relegations, 2 trips to the UEFA Cup, now known as the Europa League, and a 3rd-place Bundesliga finish. He is the longest tenured manager in the club's history and is an absolute club legend. And the other manager I'd like to highlight is Christian Streich, who is the current club manager at time of recording. Streich is also the Bundesliga's longest-serving manager at time of recording, as he's been leading Freiburg since 2011. Prior to taking over as manager, Streich spent 16 years coaching in the club's youth academy and being an assistant to the first team. He took over the team in 2011 while it was in last place in the Bundesliga and led them to a respectable 12th place finish. Streich has been a great leader for the club, and Freiburg kept him as manager as it suffered relegation in 2015. The club was rewarded for its faith in Streich as it bounced straight back to the Bundesliga and has remained in the league since then. Streich has already earned himself legendary status with the club, and his status should continue to grow as he builds a legacy at Freiburg. Freiburg has 2 rivals, VfB Stuttgart and Karlsruhe SC. Freiburg's rivalry with both of these clubs is not a full-blown rivalry, but rather a minor rivalry. Stuttgart and Karlsruhe each consider the other one to be their main rival, so Freiburg is often the odd club out in this bottom Württemberg rivalry triangle. Still, Freiburg's first ever Bundesliga match was a 4-0 victory in Stuttgart over VfB, which is fondly remembered by Freiburg supporters. Like I said, there isn't much to these rivalries, but I did want to mention VfB Stuttgart and Karlsruhe SC as Freiburg rivals. The stats and records we're about to discuss are as of November 2019, which is when we are recording this video. SC Freiburg has played 20 seasons in the top flight in its history. The club has no major trophies, though it has won the Zweite Bundesliga or second division title on 4 occasions. Freiburg's record first-team appearance holder is Andreas Zayer with 441 first-team appearances. The club's record goal scorer is Joachim Löw with 83 first-team goals, though Nils Pedersen is an active player and currently has 82 goals at time of recording. In all likelihood, Pedersen will break Löw's record and continue to add to this tally in the future. Freiburg's record transfer purchase was Vincenzo Grifo from TSG Hoffenheim on September 2nd, 2019 for about €7 million. And the club's record transfer sale was Kaglar Soyuncu to Leicester City FC in England on August 9th, 2018 for about €21 million. And 2 last interesting facts about the club. SC Freiburg has been relegated from the Bundesliga 4 times since first qualifying in 1993. The club has immediately gained promotion back to the Bundesliga after only 1 season on 3 out of those 4 times. The only time the club didn't immediately bounce back was after relegation in 2005, when the club spent 4 seasons in the Zweite Bundesliga. And lastly, since 1991, the club has only had 4 managers and only sacked 1 of those 4 managers. Those are impressively small numbers, especially given how modern soccer discards managers relatively quickly. So there you have it, a bit of history on Sport-Club Freiburg. Let's continue the discussion in the comment section below the video. Thanks for stopping by the Soccer Tavern. Hope to see you again soon. Prost!